Sofia suicidou-se da bala do revólver. Oh, Sofia. Sofia suicidou-se sem deixar recado. Oh, Sofia. Ninguém sabe por quê. Dizem os jornais, Sofia suicidou-se. Última edição. Rica, moça e bela. Por que morreu Sofia assim? Sofia suicidou-se da bala do revólver. Oh, Sofia. Sofia suicidou-se sem deixar recado. Oh, Sofia. Ninguém sabe por quê. Dizem os jornais, Sofia suicidou-se. Última edição. Rica, moça e bela. Por que morreu Sofia assim? When I first experimented planting flower bulbs, I was living by myself and I didn't really know what I was doing. I'm from warmer climates normally, so I just followed the instructions and, I had to really just trust that I was doing the right thing.
So I was a small child going to a family wedding in California, and that was the first time I ever saw a dahlia flower. And I just kind of remember being so struck by this weird pink, like fluffy ball thing. I remember thinking it was so captivating, and I was actually so struck by it that I stole an entire bouquet from this reception. And I remember going outside and seeing my aunt, and she must have been so caught off guard by seeing this small child with this bouquet of flowers bigger than like my whole body at that time. And I just remember her letting out this huge beaming
My grandparents had a beach
smile.
house in Brazil, and when I was really little, my little cousin Patricky and we would play with these giant flowers, and I wish I knew where they were actually, but they were really big, and they were probably the size of my face actually as a kid, and they were bright pink and had some red undertones to them, but we would pick the little center of the flower where all the pollen was, and we would lick it, and we would then put it in the tips of our noses and pretend to be Pinocchio.
Whenever I went to a dance competition in high school, I always felt like I was so far behind all the other dancers. Everyone was just so good with like doing their makeup and their hair and everything, and I always just felt like I was missing out or missing something. And one day an older dancer came over and she gave me this tube of bright red lipstick, and I put it on probably a little too zealously because I'm pretty sure it was all over my feet, but I just remember feeling like on that day I just had this sense of, I don't know, belonging, I guess.
I grew habanero peppers this summer for the first time, and they took forever to bloom. And first, they were these tiny little white flowers that were so gorgeous, and then they finally became the pepper. And they were green for a long time, and then they turned orange for even longer, and then ultimately they were bright red. And I picked them, and my partner and I made some delicious habanero salsa.
Grad school was so hard. I was going through such a rough time. And I remember my violin teacher telling me he thought it was blooming, like I was growing or something. And it was so strange to me because I felt terrible inside. I felt like, if anything, I was decaying or wilting, but not blooming.
I really love the texture
so
and the brightness, the bright red of sriracha. I like it in all of its forms, whether the bottle is full or whether it's just a tiny bit left on the bottom and it looks slightly diluted, but it looks so incredibly appetizing. Pingou, pecou a rosa, chovia, choveu, a chuva que fez chorar a rosa. Com a chuva viveu a flor, veio a seca, morreu de dor. Com a chuva viveu a flor, veio a seca, morreu de dor. Pingou, pecou a rosa, chovia, choveu, a chuva que